Hi everyone, welcome to this webinar. I'm Rebecca, a nutritionist at the Beach House, Goa. Yeah, and congratulations for all those who have joined this webinar today and making your well-being a priority this year, this new year 2023. So we will be waiting for another 10 minutes or so for others to join in. Yeah, see you all in a bit. Hi everyone. So welcome back to the webinar. I'm going to start it now. We have a lot of people who've joined in. Congratulations for making your well-being your priority right now, and you all have decided so far that's why you all are here. So I'm congratulating every one of you, each one of you, for that decision to get to understand. So today we'll be talking about well-being and how making it your priority is going to give you a lot of benefit over the year to come. So initially we start with understanding what is well-being and why is it important. Okay, if you all have any questions, you all can drop in your questions towards the end so I can answer them together. Yeah, okay. So why is it important to focus on our well-being? It's important because if we are well, we are happy, we are content, we have more energy to deal with the challenges of the day, and as it comes, the people around us are also happy because we are happy and joyful. We feel good from within, from outside, mentally and physically. So here we want to understand how we have categorized your well-being into 3 different body systems. Okay, so starting with the body systems, understanding it better, you have your physical, physiological and psychological chakras, also known as the 3. I'm going to share my screen with you which is going to explain to you in the image itself. It's self-explanatory. So if you all can see the 3 pillars of health, that's the physical, physiological and psychological. They all are so interrelated with each other. Yeah. The reason I'm showing you this image, it really gives an understanding of how we need to focus on all 3 body systems rather than only one at a time. Yeah, your physical body would comprise of all your bone health, your muscle, your skin, the environment, physical environment around you, the things that you're coming in contact with on your physical front. Yeah, your nervous system, your joints, that's all in this physical body. Your physiological body is a step inside. It's your systems that are functioning on an internal front. You have your respiratory system, you have your digestive system, the food that you eat, the medicines that you put in, all of the systems that are working, your kidneys, everything that's functioning internally is your physiological system. Yeah, psychological. When I say psychological, it's a more governing factor. It's the more of what we call the emotional body. This system is actually the major part of our entire health, entire pillar. So when you're looking at all 3, they merge into our psychological system because that's what remains in the end. So when you're talking about psychological system, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, your past, present, your culture, tradition, we are also connected emotionally to our culture, tradition, the workplace that you're working in, the home that you're staying, everything. Yeah, your experiences, this all is in your psychological system. So when I'm talking about your body systems and the pillars of health, you want them to be all healthily functioning, all in balance. We can't just be focusing on only one, only physical. Okay, I'm just going to be exercising this year and increasing on my exercise part, and that's going to be helping me to, helping me to get my well-being there. that's not going to be enough. Or I'll just be functioning, focusing on my diet. I'll do some dietary changes and cut down my calories or whatever. People do those changes, but they really do not see any changes in their health. Or let's say, for example, weight has become such a big issue nowadays. The reason I'm taking weight is because it's one of the examples. Okay, it's just because when you think of health, people think about my weight. Am I losing my weight, or am I on the ideal weight? Is my BMI proper, the body mass index? So weight becomes a very main target. You think about, oh, I need to just make sure that I eat these things, food, and I'm not really seeing any differences. Some people see the difference, some people don't. Some people see the difference by exercising more, some people don't really see, and then it's exhausting and disappointing. Why does this happen? Because there is actually a deeper meaning to this, a deeper connection. That's why we talk about emotional health so much. It could be something emotionally underlying or something physiologically underlying, some problem there, which is why no matter how hard we try to get our well-being there, we really are not getting there. Something is stopping and blocking our pathway, our journey towards well-being. So here, this webinar is to make you understand that it's not just one perspective, it's three together, a broader perspective, a broader understanding of physical, physiological and psychological. Okay, so moving forward in understanding more deeper. So say for example, someone is stressed. So it's a psychological body that's got affected. It's just an example to understand. You are stressed, you tend to choose foods which are more comforting to deal with the stress, which really on the long run is not helpful. Because after a certain amount of time, those unhealthy eating habits will lead to your physical body putting on weight. One fine day you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I just put on so much of weight. Where did that come from? But that's because you were stressed all this while. You did not have that much time to look at yourself in the mirror. And your physiological body, which is inside, was digesting food which were not actually giving you any much of benefit. So you need to understand what your body really needs is the balance. Whether what you eat has to be good, what you put on your skin, on the physical body has to be good. It cannot be. So watch out for those chemicals that you're putting on your body. If they are harsh or harmful, they are also getting absorbed into your system and going to the physiological system. So it's like all are connected to each other. That's why it's important this time to make sure you're looking at all the systems and what can I do to make the well-being of all these three systems fine and make sure that they are in equilibrium with each other, like in balance with each other, to make you feel that optimum health. Yeah. So now understanding the physiological is easy to understand, the systems and what you can do. Now let's move forward to understand what can I do, the small things that I do make change, like little changes that I make to my lifestyle to make sure this is happening. Is I focus on things that I look for a physical body. Let's start with the physical body because that's the body that's coming on the physical front. People do the physical training, activity, go for a run, do things that you can enjoy, swimming, dancing. People do dancing because they enjoy dancing and that makes them keep them healthy and active and fit. Yeah, some people love just going for a walk, do walks. Either they walk their dogs or they just go for a walk alone or with a companion. That's also something enjoyable. Or some people just want to do some stretches. That's all that physical body can be doing. And also there are other things that you can do. It's exfoliating your skin. You can do scrubs or dry powdered massages. There's so many things available nowadays. You can just use a dry skin body brush and exfoliate your skin every day to open up those pores and remove the dry skin so that your body can breathe well, because that's also where the body is breathing from, the cells. Yeah, you're looking at trying to do some self body massages, which is very easy. You can just, wherever there is a little bit of knot or stiffness, you can just start focusing on that. These are simple things that you can do to make your physical body feel better. Yeah, you have things that you can look for, more natural products, more herbal products that you're applying on your skin. Simple things are available just right in your kitchen. It's easily available, and you know if you put in your system, you can put in your skin as well. That's what you're looking for. Then going to the physiological body. Physiological body. You may be eating the most healthiest food, but are you eating in the right manner is important. So consciously eating your food, mindfully eating your food, enjoying your food when you're eating it. Not just eating it for the sake of eating, in a hurry or in a rush or whilst doing something at the same time, like you're watching a television or trying to talk to someone on the phone. Like you're not present with your food. So mindfully eating is also important, because that's going to help your digestion to be more efficient, rather than just putting the food inside and not really worrying or bothering about whether it's going to be digested well, whether I'm going to get all the nutrients from the food that I'm ingesting. Yeah. So physiological body, breathing, focusing on your breathing more. It's the respiratory system. Your lung capacity has to be increased. Now with all the stresses that we have gone through over the past few years, is lung capacity. You need to make sure your breathing is well. Breathing is oxygen is alkaline. Focusing on more alkaline diet base rather than just eating everything. So making more efforts towards balancing the food that you're eating, rather than just saying, I'm going to just remove this particular part from your meal. Look at whether your body needs it all. Our body needs all the foods, all the nutrients in a compile, not just separate one particular element and do this more. That doesn't work with the body for the long run. Yeah. So that's your physiological bodies, one step at a time. So focusing on digestive health, focusing on your kidneys, flushing out, drinking water well, not just gulping loads at one time, but sipping on through the day is more important, because you need your body to flush out the toxins as well as cleanse. So if you're gulping loads, it's not going to really help you. It's just going to make you, run to the loo. So that's important to understand. How are we doing things? Am I sitting in a proper correct posture? When you're sitting to eat also, you need to eat straight, because your digestive tract is in a compiled form. It cannot be just couched together, so that it's not going to help to move the food further down. So it's important to understand all these minor things in our physiological body. Yeah, you need to have your gut flora going healthy, everything. Your immunity is only relying on your gut flora. Yeah. So these are simple things. Whether I'm doing a detox once in a blue moon, it's not necessary you have to go somewhere. You can just do it in the comfort of your home, but make sure you're focusing on all the areas, not just doing any one particular element. You're looking at all the other elements as well. Yeah. So physiological body is very important, because that's the one who's giving the nutrition to the system, to all the systems of our body. At the same time, now let's look at the emotional aspect. This is one body system which is usually ignored, because what we feel is best when we are really not able to deal with a tough situation, or it's really not so much important at the moment, we just dump it at the back or put it under the carpet and just say, okay, let's deal with it later, it's not so important. But most of the times when these things get more and more and the burying is so much, it just kind of outburst into an emotional illness, or it could be any physiological illness or a physical problem. Physical problem can be allergies or anything, there's so many of them. So these are underlying issues which we have just tried to cover them up with something or the other. It really doesn't help on the long run. So it's important now, this year, this 2023, looking at those aspects as well, looking at our emotional aspects as well, to make sure that we are understanding our emotional body. This system is usually ignored and left out. Yeah, this system is the most overpowering system, because it starts maybe anywhere, maybe in our childhood or when we were a very small baby. It could be anywhere that it may be. You never know. This will on the long run give us more and more experiences which we are not really enjoying. So this year we would rather want to focus on what we want in our lives rather than what we don't want, because we usually would see, if you focus on what you don't want, this is what you will attract more and more, and you're not really happy about it, right? So you want to You want to focus on uh, more and more understanding what is it that I want in my life, and bring more understanding is what can I do about these wants that I want. Are they more realistic? And focus on those areas. There are a lot of ways to get your, like a vision board or visualization, affirmations, emotional freedom technique, which you can do on your own. You do not really need to go anywhere far. You can just do it in your comfort of your home. That's it. Just doing things which are easy, just releasing, letting go of things which are in the past. Anything, it could be anything like a hurt or resentment, anything. It may be not that much big for you, but it is something that has sat down. It could be some very strong emotion for a child. Yeah, for a child, anger or fear or loneliness is something big. So that child may be still trapped in that emotion and still wanting, to come out of there and enjoy and feel the world, explore the world more, enjoy the beauty and the love that the world has to give. So it's important to understand this as well. Yeah. So now this year I would want you to look at all the areas of your system, your physical, physiological and psychological system, not just one particular aspect but all three together, to make sure like you have the best benefit and best efficiency of your well-being. Yeah. So now if you all have any questions, I can go further. If you all I'll give you all a little time. Okay, so I guess I'm clear so far, and all of you all do agree with me with whatever I have so far mentioned. And yeah, moving forward to the final. So by now you all might have already decided what are the things that I need to do so far to just take those baby steps towards your well-being. Yeah. So the first step towards our goal, so somebody's just asked me, the first steps towards our goal could be anything simple. Like I said, the physical body, you want to just focus on checking your posture when you're sitting at your desk, making sure you're sitting upright. These are simple things. At home, making sure you're drinking warm water. These are like things that you're doing on a daily basis. Making sure your physical front is not interacting with so much of stuff that it cannot really deal with, because that will put it off balance, and if it's off balance, it will make the other two also off balance. That's what the image that I had shared earlier, the physical, physiological and psychological, is basically understanding that if one of them gets affected, so you need to want to look at all of them. Which part of my body system is getting pulled down, is getting drained, the energy is going more in there. What can I do to boost it up? It's something that you want to look for. Yeah. Physiologically, am I digesting my foods properly? Am I feeling energized? Am I feeling good enough? Are there any other health implications, or what is it that I can do to make sure all of them are going well? Well-being is not just looking at your physical exercise or just at your dietary. It's also the emotional aspect is the last. The emotional health. How is my emotional health? How is my other things that when I'm looking at feeling good factor, how am I feeling? Yeah, it's important to understand all these perspectives to make sure you are focusing on your well-being on a broader level rather than just on one level, is what this webinar is actually about. Yeah. So hope I have answered that question. Taking the first step is first looking into what am I doing on a daily basis for making that imbalance. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Any more questions? So hopefully you guys have already decided what things I need to make happen. Look at them happening on It's okay, yeah, it's okay. If anybody has any questions, you all are free to ask now. So to finally add to that, I would be looking at just putting some more tips in there, as of like things like meditation, breathing techniques. There are so many like help aid out there to help you understand. So I'll be going through a little bit brief up of the entire what I was talking about. It's a very simple way of understanding your body systems. Yeah, the well-being is what we are talking about today. And this journey of well-being shouldn't just be focusing on your physical front, it's also focusing on your physiological and your psychological as well, your emotional body as well, which is mostly neglected. So usually you work on your physical body, do exercise, run, do everything that it takes for the physical body, but physiologically you would not focus on your dietary changes or whatever foods that you may be missing. So alkalizing your diet is very important. Lastly, we were talking about what is emotional aspect, what may be the actual reason for not losing uh, or for not making it happen. So sometimes some people do all that it takes and they really don't see the weight loss. So that's why the disappointment steps in. So that's why it's important to understand it could be something else. That's what we were talking about. It could be any underlying cause that may be the reason for this not to happen, or for your well-being not to be processing or making you successful. So it's important to understand what is it that's stopping me from reaching there. What is my limitation? What are the belief systems that may be not really serving me to that extent, is what we were discussing all about today. Yeah. So understanding your emotional aspect is what my advice or my understanding would be today, is just look at what it is that's been bothering or needs a little bit of light to be thrown on. Learning to let go, learning to, move forward without the baggage at the back. Yeah. So that you can move forward more free, more a free, light person. It's important. Yeah. So a lot of things are there. That's why I was saying there's meditation, there's breathing, there's emotional freedom techniques which you can do by yourself. There's self hypnosis. There's things like going for a massage and just relieving any stress, any knots that you have in your body, or just visualizing in your head what kind of life do I really want, and this year is something you want to really make it happen. Yeah, it's only you who can make it happen, no one else. That's the main key to understand. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I guess that would be it. I will give you all 5 minutes. If you all have any questions, you all can drop in a message, or if you all are fine with talking, you all can do so. So there's a question that's popped up as how would I be able to prepare my mind to focus on my well-being resolutions? So it's important to first understand what are the things you want in your life. Yeah. And then as you list them down and you write them down, you get a more understanding and more clarity of what are the most prioritizing things. Once you prioritize them, then you put them into a visualization, like as if it's already happening, is how you work around. You fake it till you make it, is the trick here. Is you start visualizing it as if it's already happening, it's there, you're living it, it's real. The more real you start making it feel, the more it starts crystallizing. When it starts crystallizing, the universe is already started its work of making it happen for you. It's how we say. But before all of that, you will first have to clear out if there's any stuff that is stopping, I would say obstacle or a limitation that may be stopping you to enjoy the fullness. Yeah, enjoy the best word that I use is abundance. Abundance is out there. Knowledge, financial, love, help, happiness, everything is out there, but it's just that we really do not much believe that it's there. So if you want that smile to be staying so long on your face, like I do it all the time, so it's important to first clear what you have stuck there, where you are stuck in. Open up that barrier to enjoy the world, is what I would say. Yes, how can I differentiate what is the issue? Well, for that you will have to have a one-to-one word with me with regards to that, since it's more confidential, certain things. Yeah, so we could look together as to what are the things that may be important to look over. So we do have things like sessions away, which I'm not supposed to talk, but since there's a question asked to me, wherein we try to have a lot of interaction with whatever the issue would be. It could be anything. So many things come together, and then one fine thing would be the most important thing that you want to work on. And that's what we can deal with, either through hypnosis, through emotional freedom technique, through self-hypnosis, or just by body healing sessions. So there are a lot of things that you can really do to help your emotional body deal with the issue. Nowadays, most of the issues that we are facing, whether it's physical, physiological, is 90%, or you could say 99% is emotional health, is your emotional body. Any more questions? I hope I have answered your question. Thank you. You would rather need a more detailed information here. So I guess the questions are done. So if you all have any questions, you all can get back to us. Yeah. Thank you. Best of luck for your journey to well-being. Bye.